Dear students, in this session I am going to explain about the animal tissues. So in acellular or single cellular organisms, all types of functions such as digestion, excretion, respiration, reproduction, etc. So these are all functions are performed by a single cell. But the complexity of multicellular organisms, there are different types of cells are present. So different types of cells are fused together and form a new structure. So these different types of structures are called tissues. So different types of tissues can perform different types of functions. So here the study of tissues is called histology. The study of tissues is called histology. So it is also otherwise called as microanatomy. The study of tissues is called histology, and it is also called as microanatomy. So broadly, animal tissues divided into four types. Those are epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. Let us discuss about the epithelial tissue. So epithelial tissue forms covering the surface of body and lining of the internal organs. So here the junctions are a specialized structures. So these specialized junctions are provide the structural functional links between the cells of the epithelium. So these junctions are divided into three types: tight junctions, desmosomes, and gap junctions. Right. Next, so here epithelial tissue again divided into three types based on the presence of cell layers. So here epithelial tissue can be divided into three types. Those are simple epithelial tissue, compound epithelial tissue, and glandular epithelial tissue. So here simple epithelial tissue forms a single layer of cells. It forms in the body cavities, ducts, and vessels. So here only single cell layer is present in the tissues. So those types of tissues are called simple epithelial tissues. Simple epithelial tissue again divided into three types based on the structure of cells. Those are squamous epithelial tissue, cuboidal epithelial tissue, and columnar epithelial tissue. Squamous epithelial tissue forms tile-like cell layer. That means the tile-like cell layers are present in the simple epithelial tissue. So that type of tissues are called simple squamous epithelial tissue. So we can observe this diagram. So here only single layer cell is present. Single layer cell is present in the tissue. That is called simple squamous epithelial tissue. So centrally, ovoid nucleus is present in the each cell. It founds in the endothelium of blood vessels, mesothelium of body cavities such as pleura, peritoneum, and pericardium, etc. And it founds in the it linings the wall of Bowman's capsule of nephron and lining of alveoli of lungs. Second one, simple cuboidal epithelial tissue. So in this type of tissue, the cells are cube-like cells. So these cell layer consist cube-like cells. So hence it is called cuboidal epithelial tissue. So the centrally spherical nucleus is present in the each of cell. It founds in the germinal epithelium, proximal convoluted and distal convoluted tubes of the nephron. Third one, simple columnar epithelium. So simple columnar epithelium forms the tall, slender cells. So here the cells are completely tall. That's why this type of cell is called, tissue is called simple columnar epithelial tissue. So some places there is a mucus secreting cell is present, so that is called a goblet cell. Tall, slender-like cells are present in the simple columnar epithelial tissue. So in this tissue, some places there is a mucus secreting cells are present. Those cells are called goblet cells. So based on the presence or absence of cilia, columnar epithelial tissue can be divided into two types. If the cells consist cilia on the surface, so those types of tissues are called simple columnar ciliated epithelial tissue. So if the cells do not consist cilia on the surface, so that type of tissues are called simple columnar non-ciliated epithelial tissues. So here simple columnar ciliated epithelial tissues found in the fallopian tubes, ventricles of brain, central canal of the spinal cord and branchioles. Non-ciliated epithelial tissue found in the lining of the stomach and intestine. So here there is absence of cilia and the cells are tall cells. That's why it belongs to the columnar epithelial tissue. So this is about the epithelial tissue.